Edward here from the infamous crypto viewing group. A quick plug here for my friends, my teammates, my buddies over at the crypto viewing group. And I'll have the link below. We are doing great stuff, very important stuff. And the quick plug, we just released this the other day of a new project that is about to be released. And you may have seen this is on the crypto viewing YouTube site. Just play a little quick on that ominous music. We were double blind to this target. This Allgaier, yours truly, Mr. Dan Smith. Double blind right there. Target, the Code of Hammurabi. Oh my God, it was absolutely epic. It was epic. Highly recommend it. I'll have the link down below for us over at the Crypto Viewing Group. Check us out. We got some great stuff. Other thing that I want to plug before I get into the topic of this video, my buddy, one of my best friends, Brant McRae, artist, musician, actor, film director, you name it, his band, Ghost Forest, out of Chicago, great band. I'll have the link below. Check them out. They're going to be going into the studio pretty soon. They're going to put out an album, all original, great music. I'll have the link below. Check him out. He's awesome. He's my good buddy, and I just want to do a plug for him and his band, Ghost Forest. They're freaking great. Really good stuff. Okay. I'm going to try to make this video. This is related to my ominous feelings sessions from 2017. Again, just a quick recap. One morning a couple of years ago, I had a strange sensation move through me, and it felt ominous. I decided I didn't want to just let it pass and forget about it. I turned it into a remote viewing project to find out what it was about. It felt like an emergency signal blasted through me. And so I turned it into a remote viewing project. This was the first session here. And I'm coming on this strange type of organism. And I'm drawing it as best as I can, as far as what I was perceiving and how I'm hopefully translating it correctly. The idea of a virus, but also something communicating like a broadcast. So this felt virusy to me, like an emergency signal being sent out related to a virus. That was the first session. I don't know if I opened up session 2. Well, this is the one that triggered me from the coronavirus out of Wuhan, China. This was session number 4, where there was a facility where there was a breach, a contamination. Something got released. When I was reading about the facility in Wuhan, China, where they were working on these deadly viruses, and there was a concern that it might have possibly have gotten out. I went back to this session, and that is exactly what I was perceiving in this session. That's what triggered me to say that the coronavirus may be on the timeline for what I was perceiving here. Session number 3. Okay, I'm getting these bacteria. Virus, organism, parasite. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a biologist. I'm trying to perceive this thing as best as I can. I'm trying to translate this as best I can from the scientific microbiological language system. So I'm doing the best I can here. Someone had mentioned to me that what I was drawing here was too complex to be the coronavirus. I said, okay, I can accept that. Let me do a little research. What does the coronavirus look like? Well, the coronavirus looks like these little furry balls here. Okay. Well, you're right. That doesn't really look like what I was perceiving here. So it prompted me to want to go out and do a little research and see what do these other bacteria and viruses and plagues look like, and see if maybe there is a match. So I looked at the HIV virus. Kind of looks like the coronavirus. Doesn't really look like what I was drawing. I looked at tuberculosis. That looks a little more like it. Like that. Looks a little bit closer. Tuberculosis. Disease, a bacteria that affects the lungs. There's the corona. Ebola. Here's an image of Ebola. Looks a little more like it. Maybe a little more than a little more. It looks quite a bit like it. Let me find my page 1. If I can find my page 1. Looks a little more like it. Okay. Okay. Ebola. Yeah, out of Africa. I looked up the plague. The plague is a bacteria. Not too far off. Okay. Some kind of bacteria here. Bacteria, virus, plague. These things are all running through my mind as I'm doing this. I'm looking at these news articles coming out. Africa on alert as first case of Wuhan coronavirus hits Africa. Africa is having a serious problem with Ebola, and now they're having a serious problem starting with the coronavirus. Africa is, how do I say this? China is doing a lot in Africa. They're basically buying up Africa. They're kind of taking over Africa from what I've read. And I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong about that. But they are a heavy influence in Africa. Maybe that's where this is coming from. I was sent this article too. Now, I don't know if any of this is true. And I'm not making any claims. I'm not a bioscientist. I don't know anything. I'm only trying to get an understanding of my session, my feeling from 2017, the sessions that I had done, how they correlate on the timeline, and the chain of events that I have in the back of my mind. This says coronavirus contains HIV insertions, stokes fear over artificially created bioweapon. I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know if it's true. But this image here I thought was very interesting. The inserts from HIV envelope proteins are shown in colored beads present in the binding site of the protein. This image here of these things taking over, I thought was very interesting to me. I don't know if this correlates, and I could be completely 100% wrong. But it looked a little more something along those lines. Okay. So what is the point of this video? The point is that the point is the idea of this article, that if the coronavirus were to be combined with another virus that would look a little more like this, a little more like this, And I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying any of this is true, and I could be completely 100% wrong, totally off my rocker, way off base, no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to understand my remote viewing. I'm just trying to understand what happened to give me an alert in 2017 of something that was on the way. I feel intuitively that my ominous feeling was pointing towards now, what is happening now with the information coming out regarding Corona, and also of what may be coming next. As far as what I mean by the timeline markers, that is a series of precognitive episodes that I've had over the course of my entire life that have stayed with me for many decades and have guided my life in all the directions that my life has gone in, have been based on those episodes of popping into the future and looking around and coming back and getting a download of information, creating timeline markers that have lived through and am continuing to live through, to check off that on the timeline, those timeline markers. And this is one of them. This is one of them. Cryptocurrency is another one. That's another one too. So that's it for this video. Again, I'm not making any claims here. I'm not a scientist. I'm not saying any of these things are connected. I am just trying to understand the information that came to me a couple of years ago regarding this ominous feeling, trying to connect a few dots so that I can understand better where I am on the timeline and what may be coming next. So that's it for this video, pretty short, and I'm going to keep researching this. If I find more new stuff, I will definitely post an update on this video as information comes in, and we'll see what happens, and stay safe out there, and many more to come.